Okay, for the last part of this project, we're going to put boats in the sea, two maybe, suggestion of sailboats, plants, and plant here. And then instead of having the branches for this plant, I'm going to put a pot. Just it's easier, and then do the lantern. So for the pot, I'm going to start with the pot because this is going to give me some time. It's going to dry. So before I do anything, I have Sap Green, Cerulean Blue, Cadmium Yellow Light, Cadmium Red Light, Burnt Sienna, and white. So I'm mixing now a little bit of Cerulean Blue with the burnt sienna. Could add a bit of red, but there's no need. And I'm just going to come here. Just put something like that down here. It's easier than dealing with twigs and branches, and because they're not focal point. This will need another layer. I'll wait for it to dry and then I'll put another layer on top. No worries. Meanwhile, with this color on my brush, I'm going to take Sap Green, put first layer of the green in here. All right, that's good. Just let it dry. Another one here, just a bit of dark green in here as a first layer. And over here, and these little ones. And then we'll see what kind of flowers we want to put in there, or just highlight it and keep it green. All right, that's good. Okay, meanwhile, this is drying. I'm going to take a round brush, small round brush, and I'm just going to take some white. You can put a bit of blue, touch of blue in the white, so it's not just stark white. It's so nice to have a house like this, overlooking the sea where you see, or the lake where you see boats and water, sunsets. Doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe another one here. No, let's put a small one there. Just a suggestion. Done. That's it. You don't need much. Right, now let's see. Most probably this pot is dry, maybe, but let's see. Let's put another layer of Cerulean Blue, burnt sienna. I'm using a flat brush or bright. Small one, don't need big ones. Okay, that's good. We're getting there. Okay. Meanwhile, let's take another brush, round brush, and smaller than the one before. Okay, that one, like this. Yeah. Let's do the lantern while everything is drying. Lantern. I'm going to use the same burnt sienna, with a bit of cerulean blue. That's a perfect color. Lantern is very small. This lantern is not going to be a big one. And just kind of a suggestion again of iron right here. Very simple. Simple. Let's try to zoom in a bit. Okay. It's very hard to see right now, but once I put the blue on the lantern glass part, it will be easier to see. Okay. This part right here, wide or long line, shorter line, half a circle on top, and a circle. Very simple. Okay. Long line, shorter line underneath, little circle. That's it. Line here going down and another one going this way. And then you'll see it more when I put the blue. So I'm going to use the same. I'm going to use cerulean blue and white for the glass part. I take a little bit of darker cerulean blue, not dark, just cerulean blue with no white, and put it right here. Because this part of the lantern is casting a shadow, will be casting a shadow over the glass part. Now, I would like to highlight this a bit, the lantern. So I'm going to take burnt sienna, and I'm just going to use the same colors I have. And a bit, let's see, let's see it with a bit of yellow, cadmium yellow light. I don't want to add more colors in here or more different paint. This should be okay. Let's go here and highlight. Stick white as well. So it's cerulean blue. I'm sorry, burnt sienna, cadmium yellow light, and white. Let's see. Yep. Not highlighting the whole thing. Just highlighting a little bit here. Honestly, it doesn't have to look perfect, and we don't need to see it much, but let it dry. By the way, I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'll glaze over a bit where I was highlighting. I will highlight from here down, from here down, and you can see that this is showing as if it's under a shady part, shaded. Right, now let's highlight a tiny bit with more lighter blue A little bit of lighter blue, not much, just a bit. Clean my brush. I'm gonna fix this part because I went over it with blue. Okay. And I probably would leave it like that, but I'm just going to fix a bit the edge, like the little bit here and here and here. Okay, good. Awesome. We're good. Done. All right, let's work on the greens. This is going to be a very short video. Okay, let's highlight the greens. I'm going to use the same bright brush that I'm using. I'll use the corner of the brush. And you know what? I'm just going to mix sap green and yellow. Honestly, it doesn't need more than that. It's just, and with the corner of my brush, I'm just going to dab some highlights on. Let's take a bit more yellow into the green. Perfect. All right, let's do the other ones. The smaller ones. I'm just dabbing with the corner of my brush. Okay, good. All right, for the smaller ones, I'm going to try with a bit of Cadmium Red Light to add some reds. In these pots. That will tie in with the color of the shutters. Nice. All right, let's get closer now. Again, same idea, but this time I'm going to put a tiny bit of red in here, corner of my brush, change the color of the green into an olive green, just because I'm getting closer, and you don't want this to be too heavy or strong as far as, or saturated as far as green. So let's keep this kind of more an olivey color. And I'm doing the same thing with the corner of my brush, dabbing Let's put a couple here on the floor, on the ground. It's more realistic. A little bit more yellow. So I keep an eye on, let's say, where the light is coming from, although the light is coming down. But I put more highlights on one side and I disperse a little bit of those highlights on the left side. So if I put more highlights on the right side, I make sure that the left side has less highlights. Now, let's do the one closer, the close-up one. I'm going to do the same. I'm taking Sap Green, a little bit of red, put it in, and let's highlight this. Now, with this one here, we're not going to highlight it strong because it's very close to us and we don't want it to jump and take away from the rest of the paintings. Okay, so the eye will stay here if you put too much emphasis or highlights on this one here. So what we want is we want the eye to go in a circle right there, and then this will stop the eye from going outside the painting. Now I am highlighting a little bit, not much, just a tiny bit, and I'm just going to put a little bit of highlights right here so it's not flat. Up here. And that's it. We're going to leave it. We're not going to add any more highlights. I'm going to clean my brush. Take again burnt sienna. Let's take a little bit of red at this point. And orange, more like an orangey color. But burnt sienna is still the main color. So I'm highlighting a little bit. Okay, let's see. Yep, it's good. Not much of a highlight, a little bit. And okay, and that's it. We're not doing more than that. That's enough. I think we're okay. Oh, yes, one more thing. I am going to use burnt umber and glaze. You see the branch of the trees are very soft and they're kind of blending in with the wall. To push them out, I'm going to glaze them with burnt umber. Just burnt umber, glaze, meaning that my color is transparent. I'm adding water, enough water to make it transparent, and I'm going to go over this and see the glaze. What's nice about glazing, actually I'm going to change my brush. Let's take this one here, around, it's easier. Is that it shouldn't cover completely the layer underneath, but it will change the color. But you will still see, you see, I can still see the highlights. I can still see the shape. I can still see the pattern, brush stroke, what's underneath, but I changed the color. That's what's amazing about glazing. It doesn't remove the brush stroke or whatever you did underneath or the highlights that you have, but it changes the color. It will push it back, or it will make it more brown. Look at that. Look at this. This is awesome. I just changed the color of those the branches without losing whatever I did underneath. Warmer color, they'll stick out a bit from the wall, but at the same time, they're not too strong. It's not a strong color. This is great. Okay, perfect. I think we're done with this project. Oh, that's it. We can highlight a little bit. These, because can't hardly see them. Yeah. You can put as many as you like. You can put birds in the sky. Right. Nice place to live. Done. Done with this project. Okay, I think I really enjoyed working on this project. Done.